morning. Welcome to your Monday Motivator. This is Lisa, and today we are going over a really important topic, because if you can grasp this, you are going to free yourself up so much. You're not going to be living a life where you're angry and resentful and pissed off and walked all over. So what I'm about to discuss is my main 3 concepts and boundaries around giving. But what I challenge you to do is look at this video with a filter. What resonates with you? What resonates with who you are? So I love to give. I love it. And I also lived a life where I was being used. So I would give on one hand and also be used. So friends and family would tell me, oh, just don't give so much. That wasn't the solution that I desired and wanted. I just needed to put a few parameters and boundaries around giving. So it resonated with me that when I gave, I would also be filled back up so that I could give again and be filled back up. So I'm going to explain this concept to you with 3 boundaries that I've implemented. So the first one is acknowledgement. Thank you, babe, for my coffee.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it.
A coffee for the lovely Lisa.
So acknowledgement is key. You do not want to be living a life where you're doing something and no one acknowledges you for it. It's like you're invisible. I've had this before. You'll wash someone's car. They won't even recognize the fact that their car's washed. Acknowledgement. It's important to me. It means that you're not being used. When you're used, nobody acknowledges anything. It's like you're being ignored, you're being shunned. So let's talk about my next one, which is appreciation. Yes! I love appreciation. I went on a business trip to Wellington to speak at one of my friend's business events, and then she got me a nice back massage. And I felt so appreciated. That filled me up, that made me feel good, and that gave me more drive to give in the future. I'm not suggesting that giving is all about acknowledgement and appreciation. But long term, without those 2 things, you're going to burn yourself out. When someone acknowledges you and appreciates you, it means that you're able to give and give and give, not be used. And it means too, you know when to step back, walk away. When I have people in my life that don't acknowledge me or appreciate me, what's the point? It's not landing. If it's not landing, then it's more beneficial for me to savor that time, that energy, that effort, and that money. This is the foot in the door concept. People use this in sales, but people also use this in life. What it is that people ask you something really small to get their foot in the door, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll agree to that. Awesome. Once they have their foot in the door, then they come to you with a bigger request and a bigger request. And all of a sudden, you have signed yourself up for something that you don't actually want to do. You don't have time for it, you don't have the energy, or simply it's just not within your personal boundaries at that point in time. People, that is okay. So what you do is you walk into a situation already knowing what your boundary is. So, okay, I don't answer phone calls after 10 p.m. about business. Boom, that's my boundary. Maybe your boundary is 6 p.m. You don't answer business phone calls. Whatever it is, decide and stick to it. What they are, sticking to them, making them clear. Boundaries are reasonable. You are not being a horrible person having boundaries. You are just being realistic and you're looking out for you because ultimately you are important. So what I want you to do now is consider what your boundaries are. Is it wanting acknowledgement? Is it wanting appreciation? Is it having those boundaries with the whole foot in the door and knowing what you're willing to do but where you draw the line? Whatever it is, I challenge you to understand, because when you put boundaries around giving, you can still give. You can still be in line with that value. but you're not going to be stepped all over. I do not want to see you guys being all stepped over. It's not cool. That is not the future that's going to move you in the direction that you want to head. It's going to drain you. So live a life that you love living. Have a great week, guys. I will see you next week for the next Monday Motivator. Subscribe to our channel. See you guys.